Hey, everybody! Let us know if we're live because, I don't trust technology. Are we
You're a
here? Are we
cyborg.
live? What? No. I just masquerade as a cyborg. We live. I'm about to write on Twitter and hope I'm not lying. No. Shit. I hit the add tweet button. That's not what I wanted. Everybody, I'm fucking up on Twitter. I'm sorry. For the first time ever since being on Twitter, instead of hitting tweet, I hit add other tweet. And I'm like, Thumb, why did you make this decision? All right, I see some people saying hi. All right, so, hey, everybody. Just so we know, today is a write-in and live sprint. A live stream write-in with sprints. Haha, I can learn to talk.
One day,
I'm
Sam.
welcome to
One
play.
day.
Fine. So Cody was here, raring to go very early, as was the guy Raven and CB. Early is on time is late. I see somebody goes by Theater Logic. Hey, Cody. Ooh, almost. It is. It's so good. Oh, I can't wait for you to finish it. If you want to talk about it, DM me. I fucking love that series.
Cheese in the Trap.
It's a webtoon.
Ah, okay, that explains it.
Yeah, we talked about it last week on the stream because I forgot how webtoons came up. Who knows? But yeah, we started talking about webtoons, and Audra had started reading Cheese in the Trap, and I love Cheese in the Trap. Hey, Matt. So, scrolling down, I see some people talking to each other. Love to see the chat interact. Ugh, the thing, it refreshed. I hate when it refreshes and it zooms all the way down. So then I'm like, I can't find people anymore. No, I may not do writing tonight. I'm just here to have a bit of fun and chat before I sleep. That's perfectly fine. We don't mind you staring at us intently while we write for 15 minutes.
We thrive on it.
Cody says, he's going to confuse so many people with that. I definitely look old enough to be your mother.
Definitely look young enough to be your son.
Hey, Joer. Cody's a cyborg. Yes, we're live. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Leanne. Oh, gotta scroll back up again. I apologize, guys. My mouse and the stream are just having a fight. You should have bought some when you were out at the store if you needed more liquor. Hey, Thomas. Aw, thank you. Yes. I'm going to try to do the write-in live streams are like 15-minute break, or 15 minutes of talking and break and stuff, and then 15 minutes of sprinting, and it goes back and forth. That's the rough estimate. Sometimes we talk more than 15 minutes. And then the Let's Talks, me and my guest will talk about a topic that we previously agreed upon. I'm hoping to do them every other week, but I am not promising they will always be every other week. Because people's schedules and stuff. Because you were messing up in Twitter. Oh. I don't drink, though. Hey, Ray! Welcome to the stream. I was always taught 15 minutes early is on time and on time is late. That I was taught it's 20 by my dad, and then by my drama teacher, Mr. Klein. He was just like, to be on time is to be late, and to be late is to be dead. And I was like, oh, okay.
I'm usually very late then.
I hate that my YouTube says Matthew. No one calls me that. Too lazy to fix it. Sir now. You also need a display picture. I'm here to edit videos. Oh, yeah. I want to be editing a video, but my laptop does not like me to edit videos while the stream goes. So I'm probably going to write a script. We see. Hi. Hey, Sophie. I see people saying hi to Jana. I should do work, but my bed is so comfy. Relatable. Hey, Alley Cat. Well, we appreciate you coming here and deciding to spend your insomnia with us.
It's also 2 a.m. here, so cheers for that.
I'm on time when I get there. That's, sir, first of all, that's a bold-faced lie. You stress if you late.
What's the Gandalf quote? A wizard is never late nor early, or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like, a wizard is never late or early. A wizard always arrives when they intend to, or something like that.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, Chris is blowing smoke over there, because if we are not at a movie like 30 minutes early, he is like stressing that we are going to miss the previews and we are going to like miss everything. And I'm like, the previews take like 20 minutes and I don't particularly want to see them. So it is the one thing I don't care about being late to.
Like when I travel, I like to be like 2 hours early for a bus stop or whatever, because I'm so afraid of missing it. But like if I'm going to a friend's or something, I'm like, I'll be there in 20 minutes, and then I'm still in bed.
You are that meme.
I am that meme.
My band director taught that for me, band and drama merged together because our band and theater people, they like all did performances in our theater, and I ran lights for all of it. So
We didn't have theater, drama, or band practice at my school, so.
that's so sad. I'm sorry. It was a lot of fun. Well, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Well, at least we had
Basically,
geography, so.
I ran the spotlight once, and because there's like very little to do when you are up in the catwalk, I took a thing I was working on and I crocheted in between when I had to move the spotlight. Basic, yep. Yeah, and late is death. That is how they phrase it. Pro tip, work in bed. Yes. Hey, Sparrow. 2 a.m. and drinking your Red Bull. I don't know that I would advise that. I wish someone had taught me that. Yeah, arrives exactly when he intends to. Oh, I think we have an exact quote. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. I was close.
We're about to be educated.
I will not be able to quote much from Lord of the Rings, except that one thing.
What about second breakfast? That's the only line I know.
That's not a, like, I can't remember that quote, but that's my life motto. What if we haven't even had thirds? Excuse me. Many essays. That is a sentiment. I'm trying, like, not to burp a lot right now for some reason. I'm very burpy. Well, we weren't precisely going into theater stories, but yes, stage. I enjoyed doing all the backstage stuff. And that was one of them.
I've done a few operas as an adult, if that counts. That's kind of theater.
Did you like work them or did you sing in them?
I was in an opera choir, so I sung them.
Cool.
Done entire operas in Italian and French, and I don't speak either language.
As long as you pronounce it, it's fine. I did theater for 2 years, and when I wasn't in a scene, I was knitting. One of the things I really enjoyed about our drama is they taught us the history of it from beginning to end, and like the different storytelling structures and like plot symbolism and all of that. And that was where I first learned about coding. It's not what they called it, but that's basically what it is. Like when there's a play for Romeo and Juliet, all of the Montagues wear the same color and all of the Capulets wear the same color. And then Juliet and Romeo's primary colors will be like their house colors, but then they will have a different color that matches. and that signifies to the subconscious of the audience that they are the romantic pairing.
Is that what they call blocking, or is that something else?
No, blocking is like shit. What is it? You're asking me a question that I haven't needed to know for like over a decade.
Put you on the spot.
No, I think blocking is just like where you are on the stage and where you need
Oh,
to
okay.
be for the scenes and stuff. There are enough theater kids in here that they will correct me if I misremembered. Right. Yeah. It's I don't mind burping. I just feel like when you burp 5 times in a row in people's ear, it's a little excessive. So, Princess Diary, everyone else is merely early. There we go.
That's my quote. As the queen I am.
What sounds like you in drag? Context. Yeah, blocking is planned movements. There we go. Oh, that's a cool way to teach theater. Our theater was mean. She made people cry and she hated me because I wouldn't quit marching band to do theater. Oh, that. I don't like your theater teacher. No, ours was like, yeah, I loved Mr. Klein, and it got better when you went to drama 2 because in drama 1 it was a lot of people who were just trying to get that credit out the way. And then in drama 2 he could like go more in depth and do more specialized things because we were the students who were really cared about the
People
subject.
actually wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm. And we actually took a thing on how to like write plays and stuff.
Oh, like
So,
screenwriting course?
no, not a whole course. It was just like a few weeks that was like basically this is how a play is written. So write your own small play so I know that you understand what's going on here. And pretty much if you wanted to learn how to act, you had to be in drama club after school. But if you wanted to learn everything else about drama and theater, you take drama. And I loved it because I like to learn things.
It is pretty fun with drama.
Theater's not a thing. That's fascinating. Do you have an equivalent, or is it just not anything?
It's not a
That
thing in Norwegian schools either. And we don't have an equivalent.
Interesting. I got that in my college degree, semesters of theater history. Cool. Well, I would hope so if you were taking theater for college. I wish I would have had a drama class in my school. Sounds fun. I at least found it to be a lot of fun. And I acted in 2 plays, I think, in all of my high school career. One of them was a kids play that we did, and we actually got to go to the surrounding elementary schools and perform it for elementary kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I do not remember who I played, but I remember I had a friend who played the flea, and we felt something about it was really random. So every morning we would see each other, we'd be like, "Hey, random, hi, random," and to this day, like he works in a store around here, and so when I go in to shop in the store, when we see each other, it's like, "Hey, random, hi, random," and we don't even remember why we started calling each other that. But
Are
we
you like
would do it.
tree number 3 or something?
No, I was one of the because it was a we as as a club we wrote a play to the Froggy Wintercorton, which is a Froggy Wintercorton he did right on, huh? It's a song in America. I can't remember all of the lyrics, but yeah, we basically wrote a little play inspired by that, and I do not remember who I played, but I remember he played the flea.
Wow. That's a role of a lifetime.
Yes. A few people did. I only ever got to be in one play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, but I loved theater and always wanted to do more. She wouldn't give me even a non-speaking part. Oh, I'm
What a
sorry.
bitch.
Yeah, the only like real thing, like negative thing that I would think about Miles' teacher. It's just that he didn't actually watch the plays because they would really stress him out because he said teenagers just don't know how to act well. Which, in his defense, there was
Where's the
one
lie?
play. Yeah, there was one play where I was running the lights and I had to turn the lights off really quick because they were starting the wrong scene. And when the lights came on, they realized it and they ran backstage and I turned them off really quick. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Covering for them. Don't get mad at me." And he was just like, "Oh, I'm texting my wife." Sir, there you go. I have risen and promptly sat down at my desk. Yeah.
Welcome to the
Salam.
club.
Yeah. I remember doing Blood Brothers in my theater group. I do not know what Blood Brothers is. Is that, I assume, a play? I took one semester of theater history in college. I loved it, but I failed because it was the semester I met my husband and spent more time with him than at school. I mean, it worked out for you, I guess. You're married. Hugh Jackman is the flea. Come on, Disney. For Froggy Wintercorton. Not to brag or anything, but I was the star of my second grade play, Cockadoodle Dandy, playing the title role as the famous rooster Cockadoodle Dandy. Yes, Hi. Can I help you?
Didn't know we had a star among us.
That reminded me of the musical kids cartoon Rockadoodle.
Is that the one with the sexy rooster?
I wouldn't call the rooster sexy, but it's the one with the Elvis rooster.
Yeah,
So I
that's
guess
the
he's
sexy
supposed to be
rooster.
sexy. So yes, that's one of my favorites.
It's a
I
pretty
had to
good
do
one. Even
sound.
I've heard of that, and I'm not American, so.
It's because it's a good movie. At least I think it's a good movie. Other people may argue. Yeah, it's sometimes the trick is just everybody having everybody else's back. Yes, Jenna's a star. I've played an actor that was playing Dorothy. Like in a behind the scenes Oz thing. When I was in elementary.
Oh, I thought of Dorothy Spornak from the Golden Girls, and I was like, they did a musical of that?
Maybe. Hopefully CP will let us know. When I was in elementary school, we had camp week, and one night we had to take a Native American tale and turn it into a mini play. You mean Feifel? Or no, that's a totally different thing. That sounds like a very vague. Do you just mean a random one and not a specific one? That's what I was trying to ask. Was it a specific Native American tale or a random one you had to pick? Yeah, Blood Brothers is a play. Cool. I still remember all the words to Under the Sea ever since my class sang it. Yes,
That's a pop, though. That's wrong. That is good.
I love that. It was the shit. I know all the words to all the songs.
See, Jenna agrees. That's a sexy cock or rooster.
Look, we all know I am the demis of the sexual, so I'm all like, sure, I'll agree with you guys.
I'll take your word for it, Stig.
See, how can you come in my stream and hate Rockadoodle? My heart is broken.
You come into my house?
You hate my rooster? I haven't thought about that movie. I think about that movie all the time. I watch it yearly. Watch it, Sophie, and enjoy it. It's basically a movie about there's a farm and there's a really bad storm out and everybody goes out and helps except the youngest brother who has to stay inside, I think because he had a cold. And then that is not brought up much in the movie at all after that
It also
point.
has a sexy rooster in it, so if that's not incentive enough to see it.
Yes, there's like he has a fairy tale thing about a rooster named Chanticleer, and Chanticleer like crowed to bring up the sun, but then like one day this bully like uh mugged him, and the sun didn't come up, and so they were all like, oh, Chanticleer doesn't raise the sun, and then Chanticleer leaves for the big city, and then like it starts raining forever, and so because of some magic shenanigans with owls that do witchcraft with their bad breath. Um,
It's a good
Edmund and a
movie, I
bunch of
promised.
yes, Edmund and a bunch of farm animals have to go bring Chanticleer back from the big city, and he is a giant ass Elvis reference, and I love it. Sun do shine, sun do shine, sun do shine. Rockadoodle. Oh, love that movie. It's a great movie, Ray. I played that dude that played that dude disguised as another dude.
Dude number 4.
To some movie reference.
You should do one of them Netflix watch parties for Rockadoodle.
Rock. Ooh, that would be great. All right, guys. Sometime after I finish preparing, like banking some videos, I'm gonna announce a watch party for Rockadoodle. It's happening. Maybe for my birthday. Maybe.
I'll be there for you when the
Yes.
doodles start to fall.
Not 5 foot. Yeah, I figured that out. My brain is sorry. It was a musical about a school that got snowed in for winter vacation, and my theater teacher informed me I was not allowed to sing, so I was cast as an actor that really wanted to play Dorothy. Oh, okay. See, kind of caught that. My brain figured that one out. Sorry, I'm like Michael recently. If he does something or figures something out, he'll be like my brain, and so I've picked up the habit from him of his just instead of saying me, it's my brain.
You are your brain.
Yes. We had to pick from a book of like 102, and we chose 2: How a Beaver Tail Got Flat and How a Rhino Got His Horn. Aw, I like those. Right. So we're gonna. Oh, we'll go ask Daddy how to do it. I don't know where your daddy went. Go find him. The house isn't that big. You can find him.
It's a vast expanse.
She's just like, where did Daddy go? I'm like, I don't know. Somewhere in the house. In my school's theater group, we wanted to do Avenue Q, but we weren't allowed. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't seen that musical, but I've heard a few songs from it.
Controversial opinion, Avenue Q ain't that great.
I don't. I think I know one song or 2 songs, maybe 2.
The internet is for porn. The internet is for
That's
porn.
one of them. My friend's youth group, we made a parody play of Jonah and the Whale. Rockadoodle's amazing. Haven't seen it in years. Watch party in August. We're doing it.
Be there or be square.
Avenue Q's musical that. Oh, yep. Oh, we knew we wouldn't be able to, but we wanted to. Big
It's like
brain,
when
my
schools
brain.
do that. What's it called? Spring Awakening or something, and I'm like, really?
I don't know what that is either.
It's like a musical about like sexual awakening or something.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. I have seen. I love musical movies, but I have seen very few movies that were made from musicals, if that makes sense.
I understood you. I understood your brain.
Good. My brain needs somebody to understand it. By the way, what timer do we want tonight?
The one where we bombed the Earth, maybe?
Oh, so the explosion one? Or do we want the explosion one or the regular bomb one? Hold on. We will share screen.
We can ask the audience, maybe.
Yeah. So here are our options. between the two bomb timers. And then there's also this one I've never used before.
Well, let's do the
And these
40-minute
are
one.
not. Look here now. It says 15. What is going on here? So we've also got whoops, I didn't mean to click that. We've
Oh,
also
that
got
looks like
this
an
one.
acid trip.
Does anybody want an acid trip today?
Let's try the
What's
first one, maybe.
I'm seeing if I'm waiting for the viewers to see what they want. Sophie, I always keep my promises. I stayed up until 3, 4 a.m. that one night to find the song for y'all. I don't make light promises.
Am I not a generous god?
I am a reliable god. Okay, I see 2 for the rainbow and 1 for acid trip, a third for the rainbow. So we're doing the rainbow today. Okay, but not yet. So we were just picking. We've got a few more minutes. As opposed to getting to the time for the sprint and then being like, guys, I forgot to set the timer up again.
I like how we plan out the timers. So many
Trying
options.
to do better. Okay, someone mentioned Wizard of Oz, possible retelling if the Tin Man is a T hybrid and Lion is like a beast, and then what is Scarecrow? Oh, because I like this idea. So, what do we think Scarecrow should be? I ask the audience. Or Stig, what do you think it should be?
Have you seen that B movie with Nicolas Cage, like the big straw man?
Probably, I don't think I have.
It's like a pagan thing, like not the
Oh.
beast.
I don't think I've seen the movie, but I think I know what the myth that it's based on. So, all right. So late August, I'm gonna put in the middle of August. I'm gonna put up a poll to see what day works best for everyone, and we're doing it.
We're doing it. I want to see the
I
sexy cock
also
again.
have to. I also have you get me shut down, sir. I will also put have to learn how to do a Netflix party. So there's that too. Hello, had to get Tiny Human to sleep, but I was rejected. She wanted daddy because she really hasn't. Aw, well, I'm sorry. That is adorable though. In chorus, we did musical medleys, and I have Seasons of Love from Rent in my head and can sing it 100% accurate to this day, solo included. Cool. I don't watch depressing musicals, so I have not seen that one.
Rent is also overrated, so you haven't missed much. Controversial opinion.
Oh, those are the votes for the rainbow. I was never in any plays or drama or something, but I knew people that did plays and did drama in middle school. Usually it ended up being choir kids doing the plays. That's interesting because in my school, like choir and drama were very separate. And choir did cabaret every year, which was a
Oh,
giant. Yes, so it's
like
not
Cabaret the
quite.
musical?
No,
Okay,
it was
they did a
it was
cabaret.
called cabaret. Yeah, it was just a
Okay,
cabaret.
okay,
So it was
okay.
just a
We're
bunch
on
of
the same
songs.
page now.
Yes. I vaguely remembered I was like, there's something that like I always have to explain about it, and I can't remember what it was. And then you said that, and I remembered. All right, sleep well. Thanks for stopping in.
Good night, the gay raven.
Good
Caw.
night. Could just go Scarecrow from Batman.
Now, Matthew, please.
A Wicker Man, maybe. You can stream movies through Discord. I can tell you how if you want. But does everybody here have a Discord? Artemis, stop trying to eat my blanket. Sorry, we have a
They haven't
little butt
till the end of
here.
August to get one.
See, she's trying to eat my blanket.
Oh,
I'm not
pretty cat.
appreciating that. Do you mind? What is going on there?
Actually,
What
Sam,
is
she
this?
doesn't mind.
She's just like, no, I'm fine with this. It's like, I'm just nom-nomming you.
Oh yeah, Wicker Man is the movie with not the peas, no, world's worst acting.
Got you. Worst acting. Is Rockadoodle on? My first sprint's gonna be spent looking up how to watch Rockadoodle with everybody.
I mean, it's not the worst 15 minutes spent, is it?
Yes, I know. Share screen. I hit the wrong button last time to minimize it. Okay, are we ready then for our first sprint?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Are you ready?
Purr.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, also, everybody, let us know what you're working on, and we'll let you know what we're working on when we come back. All right, and our sprint is over. So while everybody tells us how they did, I was reminded that we didn't do intros for this video. So, Stig, tell us who you are, what you're about, and what you're working on today.
My name is Stig. I'm a writer. I'm about that thirst life. Uh, I'm currently working on my debut novel, which is a science fiction mystery romance with a side of political intrigue, I think.
Cool, cool. Go, kitty, go. And I'm a writer mom, Samantha L. Nasset. I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things on my channels and, host these streams on Mondays. So hopefully everybody here already do that. And if you didn't, welcome. Now you do. I'm working on a script for my vlog in August because it's been rolling around my head and I just want to get it
She
written
like
out.
to stay ahead. Was
I
that RuPaul
try.
quote? If you
I
stay
try.
ready, you ain't gotta get ready, or something?
I have no idea, but I'll take it. So I did 144 words that sprint. I also had to message somebody because I was originally going to guest host on a stream on the 17th, but things happened and my month got rearranged. So now I have to message them and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be home in time for that. And I absolutely abhor that because I never commit to anything I'm not certain that I can do. So if I have to reschedule something because of me, I'm like, I have failed the universe. I
Oh, it's
never
okay.
I never act like that for anybody else though. If somebody else is like, "Hey, so like something just happened and I can't be at the stream in like 2 seconds." I'm like, "Okay. See you talk to you later. I got to do a thing." But I just have different standards for everybody. It's fine.
I wrote 208 words. I didn't mention that, but
Oh,
in my first draft.
there you go. All right, now let's see how everybody. Happy writing, everyone. See, I own Rockadoodle on Voodoo, so I just
What is
have to make
voodoo?
sure it's legal. So basically, they have these combo packs in the US for like Blu-ray plus digital code. And if you buy the Blu-ray DVD digital code combo pack, then there's a website called Voodoo where you claim the digital code and then you just have a copy of your movie on your
Oh,
account. And I like it because you can put Voodoo on like the PlayStation and just stream it there. So I'm like, I don't
uh,
have to switch DVD. I don't have to switch Blu-rays. It's just another level in which I can be lazy.
which we all strive for, to be honest.
Yes. Editing a trial scene. Who's on trial? You probably can't
What are
tell
they
me
on
that because
trial
it's spoiler.
for?
But just tell us your novel right here. You don't have to do that. I'm working on a character portrait during breaks and revising during sprints. Oh, Sophie out here working double.
If you haven't seen some
Uh,
of Sophie's stuff, you should definitely check out her Instagram because she's talented as fuck.
she just put a what are they called? Time lapse. A time lapse of one of the portraits she did. I love time lapses. They're so good. And hers was amazing. Trial scenes I'm like, are they? I've never written one. I need to write one now. So I know. Typing up fight scene edits. Ooh. Fight scenes. Oh my god. I have to like rewrite them so much. The bane of my existence. I'm starting with my script for Koshi Tenketsu. Somebody.
It's like a Eastern plot format
No, I
or
I
something.
know what it is. I was gonna be like, somebody let me know if I butchered that or not.
Oh,
Sorry, the inside of my nose is really itchy, and I'm trying to like itch it like that, and it's just not working. So I keep getting
just go for
distracted.
it.
And since the next script after that is done already, I'll get back to working on the novel formerly known as Asylum. What is it known as now? So we need to
WIP.
know. Sam is in me, as in my beta reading questions? Because if so, I'm excited. And if not, congrats to the other Sam, I guess.
There's more than one.
There are many of us in the universe. It's a common name. Might name my sex store worker and mechanic so I can stop calling them sex store worker and mechanic. Yo, I have a character who, like, it's a pit fighter, and I call her like in Pit Fighter. She has a name, but she's my like in Pit Fighter. Very much, though I really like this one. Oh, the trial. Hey, you're still welcome.
Welcome.
We take them all. No, it refreshed again. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling up, y'all. I'm scrolling up. I'm working on proofreading and editing the second book in my Knights of Avalon series. The current chapter is I'm going through has evil mermaid sirens and a big mean hydra. Ooh, I like evil mermaid sirens.
I
But
like
are
big
they
hydras.
mermaids or sirens or the same thing? Hydras are also cool. Also, if I to everybody, because we have a lot of people here today. If you don't already know, I'm dyslexic. So if I fuck up what you wrote, it's not you, it's me. It's my inability to read screens properly. Yeah, share your trial writing secrets, sir.
Welcome to this masterclass by Matt.
Matt and I have to put our edgelord let's talk on hold for trial writing. I am completely rewriting my first book because I finally admitted the action doesn't start until like chapter 8 and it's boring as fuck. I don't think I wanted to admit to myself I needed that much work. But you have, and you did it before it was published, so there was a sentence. Give me a second. So that's awesome. And go you. I kept thinking of a completely different word, and I'm like, that's not the
It's
word I
better to
want.
figure that out now than after you've published it.
There you go. The beginning chapters are definitely crucial to pull a reader in and keep them turning the pages. Good luck. Yes. A lot of people DNF like before 5 chapters in. It's either 5 chapters in or 200 pages and there's no in between. Thanks. I keep telling myself it's the first book. Setup is okay, but this last attempt at revisions, I was falling. Yeah, that's not good when you're falling asleep to your own book. Better to realize it now.
Yeah,
Leanne
Leanne
said
gets
it.
it.
That's what I was trying to say. Very true. I think my friends who have critiqued it were too nice. That can happen. You gotta tell people it's like, nah, be honest, make me cry, hurt my feelings. Don't tell them that, but that's the general sentiment. I'd like to share more about that. Yes, go ahead. I wish to hear all.
My
Oh, here we
interest
go.
is piqued. Oh,
It's a futuristic cyberpunk world where cybernetic and biological modifications on humans are the norm. The farm is a natural non-mod community cult like. Thea wants to leave her restrictive life. When Auntie M gets sick, her people don't believe in the meds she needs. Thea can set out for the city. Her friend Scarecrow, far more brainwashed by their community, by some twist ends up accompanying her. They find Tin Man in a bar brawl, a cyber mod woman who needs a new heart because hers is damaged, can't support her cybernetic enhancements, and Lion in a cage. Ooh, Lion in a cage fight. I'm already
yeah, Sam. That's your brand.
there we go. I was interested before, but I have levels. A biomod man who was beaten by a rival and driven out of his pack. They all decide to go to Oz together to meet the wizard, the head modifier who can fix their problems. Yes, I follow you on Instagram. That's good. I'm like, I need to make sure I follow
Was
her.
this a book she was writing? Or they were writing?
This is a Oz retelling, I believe she wanted to do. I'm sure she will
Okay. My
let
interest
us
is
know for
piqued.
certain. Yes. Defendant is pissed and prosecutor is a big old dickhead. That's why I like it. There's his
So
secret.
many jokes, Matt. So many jokes.
I'm proofreading and editing, but I'm getting some great work done. Awesome. I sprinted for 10 minutes. You were here for 2/3. I'm sold. I'm picturing it as a movie. And Home by Breaking Benjamin it's a Wizard of Oz theme song. Is it Wizard of Oz theme? I didn't realize that. 181, finishing up Act 2 of my first draft. Aw, yeah. I'm about that thirst life. It's his brand. Hello.
Which is
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
ironic because my book is almost 0% thirst. So
Earlier today, when CB and I were talking, she was like, I know your name is like Writer Mom, and it's probably supposed to be because you're a mom who writes, but it makes me think of Mother of Writers. And I was like, I accept this new title. So that's my other moniker.
Breaker of Chains, Devourer of Realms. No, how does it go again?
I don't remember. I have too many monikers. And what are you quoting? That sounds so familiar.
That's Game of Thrones. Like Mother of Writers, Rider of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, the first of his light, Queen of the Andals. I don't know.
I don't know. I stopped watching far too early on to
Didn't miss
remember all of
anything.
that. 242 words. 190 words. Awesome, everyone. Yes. I finished the first steps of video tweaks. Aw, yeah. I didn't write anything. I'm just relaxing. Valid. Someone other than me knows that song. Yes. Oh. Yes, look. Breaking Benjamin is awesome. I typed up a chapter and a half of edits. Aw, yeah. Yes. Oh, wait. We gotta. On beta question 12. Aw, yeah. There's some Breaking Benjamin. Oh, I see Diamante. Wait, what's that? On Friday, Diamante is released. They are? I'm excited. I love Diamante so much.
So does
I like
Sparrow, coincidentally.
I like gushed in my like 9 songs that I like to listen to. My 9th song is just me going, well, this is like my favorite Diamante song, but really all of them. So that's like, I need that duet. There we go. Yes, it is. I don't have a new title yet. That's why it's just the novel formerly known as Asylum. That's fair. It's very fair. My current whip, the Silver Air, for the longest time was just Ficky, which stood for Fuck If I Know Yet. And to this day, my outline is called the Ficky outline. I
Ficky,
have
that's a
not
nice word.
renamed it. Yes. I like to acronym like everything and just figure out how that's pronounced.
My work in progress was just named Space Tales after DuckTales for the longest time.
Space Tales, woo! Wait, let's not get copyright struck. I legit had a character in my first novel that was just the captain for 99% of the first draft. I named her and promptly forgot her. I have done that. I need to like have a document with everybody's names.
I have a character I named, and it's a really like weird spelling because I liked it, but I can't remember how to spell it, so I gave them a nickname in the script. So it's just like Trunk Arms because he has really big arms.
Them pythons.
Yeah.
I am excited. You are one of 3 beta readers I'm waiting on right now. So, which, if anybody else would like to beta read, not for her, still accepting new betas until like Wednesday, I think, is when I'm cutting it off.
It's a really good story. You should beta. I can testify.
Yes. Stig helped me make sure that the fight scene logicked.
I don't know about that, but I did my best.
That sounds incredible. I would buy that for sure. Yes, a lot of people here. Oh, hey, Mary. How you doing? A lot of people here would read that Wizard of Oz retelling. All right. I'm thinking of writing it as a serial after I finish my current draft of the sci-fi fantasy I'm working on. Yes. I would read both of them. Hello and welcome to the stream. Whenever somebody that I really like likes my tweet, I will screenshot it and send it to Fox and go, "Senpai noticed me." I went to get food, but this stream is making me want to pick up. Good, that's what it's supposed to do. Work.
Guilt you into working.
Eat, then work, because I'm very pro food and pro working on a nourished stomach.
Don't forget second breakfast.
This and third breakfast. This makes me so happy. I'm so glad. Yeah. Didn't they have an episode where they were in space? At the very least, it's in the opening thing. At Chunk Arms. I think. Did you say Chunk Arms or Tree Trunk Arms?
Trunk arms.
Okay.
Trunk, as in tree trunks.
I
don't know why I did this, by the way.
I heard right. Just try to make your arms bigger. Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming. Do not die, sir. Sir, now. Don't make me come to Arizona. Oh, that's a hi to Ninja. I have a Google sheet of character names. Very organized. Ray believes in your ability to not die. I'm demanding that you not die. I'm revising, and by revising, I mean checking my first chapter and trying that again. We have a few people doing that tonight.
If at first you don't succeed.
Cheese in what chapter of Cheese are you on? So I know you said you were getting close to the end, I think. I know they went to space in the video game. That's fair. There we go. Right, Joey said sorry. He heard Chuck. It happens. I have to like make sure I said the right thing sometimes.
I also slur my words a lot when I speak, so it's totally understandable.
Normally I have great story ideas, but no characters. Now I have a bunch of great characters, but no idea for a story. You could like see if any of your characters fit into your story ideas and just sort of like mesh and adapt them. See if that works. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm uploading. Monday seems to be your video uploading day. Is this the goal? Do you consider yourself early? Do you consider yourself late? What's up? I was tagged in the picture, and I just saw the picture, and the picture is awesome. Her hair is so blue. It's so beautiful. Oh, okay. So for anybody who wants to beta read, it is a crime caper. It's roughly 3,000 to 4,000 words, and you can go to my website, samanthaalnasset.com/beta, and there's the application, and then I'll email it out to you. I'll check on the emails at the beginning of sprints, so I can try to get it out to you like during now, but at the latest tonight after the stream. I check my email like daily, but I don't address my email daily because I prefer to do it at the computer. So. See, okay, so the fun thing about dyslexia is just how a lot of people and things are like, it's how you read, but it's actually just how you process letters and words in general. So a lot of dyslexic people will actually mix up their words and stuff when they're talking too. And like my sister says it's either flustered. I can't say it, but she combines the words flustered and frustrated into one word, and she did this for years. And I thought she did it on purpose. And then one day when I said it back to her because I was teasing her, she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "That's what you just said." She legitimately had no idea that's what she had been saying for years. And she's like, "I thought I was saying this word." And I'm like, "Nah, boo, you were saying a totally different thing." So
Aw.
yeah, it's actually really common. And I do it a lot as well. So, but I guess because I was aware that I've done it since I was a kid, I can stop myself. And that's why, like, you'll see me stop and sitting here trying because my brain is convinced this is the word I want. And I'm like, that is, in fact, nowhere near the word you wanted. And it just won't let me remember the right word because it's convinced I want this one. And I'm like, fuck you. I wanted the other one. So
I do
that's
that in
just
my writing, and then Sparrow is my CP. She's like, Stig, this isn't really a word. Did you mean this? And I'm like, yeah, I did. Thank you.
Fox does that for me too. And then because I'm a butt to him, I'll be like, no, I meant the other thing as I'm like editing it. Like, don't tell me how to word, even though you're right.
Never tell him I'm right.
Okay. I related to this for a few weeks. I had to post on Thursdays because like things just kept coming up. But hey, you got the video up, and that's what matters. Chapter 9 of season 4, so 233 out of 301. I should be done by Wednesday. Ooh, that's exciting. I spell it. Oh, the tree trunks.
Yeah.
But you don't. How do you pronounce that?
I think it's just Josiah. That's how I pronounce it.
Oh, okay.
But
Is that also the case? Well, I have mild dyslexia. My dyslexia is not very strong at all, especially comparatively to my sister and my mother. My sister and my mother are much, much stronger with it. But yeah, like letters don't float for me. I don't write my numbers or letters backwards. There's a lot of like the hard hitting as I that's this is my terminology, not official at all. But like the hard hitting symptoms that, send off the this person is dyslexic, I don't have them. So it was much harder for me to realize I was dyslexic until I started learning about the more mild symptoms or like the lesser known symptoms. And then I called my grandmother one day and I'm like, "Hey, grandma, I think I might be dyslexic." And my grandmother goes, "Oh, yeah, probably. Your grandfather is, and so is your mother, and like two other relatives that are very close to you genetically." And I'm like, "You didn't think that was important?" And she's like, "Nah, you like coped with it fine. You got good grades." And I'm like,
I feel like that's something she should have told you.
right. My grandma she's just very into this mentality of why do you need labels? Everybody's unique, everybody's quirky, everybody works different. And I'm like, well, this is a true fact. Some things would have made things easier. Like, I'm very bad at computerized tests. I'm just bad at them. Like when I took a computerized driver's test, I failed it 3 times in a row. And when you fail the computer one 3 times in a row, they're like, "Would you like to take a paper one?" And I took the paper one and I got a 97% on it my first try. So it was
You can't
literally
choose that
just
like from the start, the paper test.
no, not
Oh,
here. But it's like if I had known I was dyslexic, because that is a common thing with dyslexics that something about computerized testing doesn't function well with many of us, then I could have just asked for a paper test right at the get-go.
I think in Norway you can even get like people in the room explaining the questions to you if you have like a severe dyslexia. So
That
you
could
could
be
do like
helpful.
an oral interview instead of like a written standardized test.
That could be. See, knowing things helps. The fact sheet drama is happening. What fact sheet? What are we talking about? What's going on? I missed something, or did I forget something? I need more. Yeah, it's a really like as with most learning disorders, there's a wide range of different things and all of that. Thank you for putting my whole life in an explanation, Mother of Writers. My mind is blown. Yeah, it's also because I have chronic migraines, and chronic migraines cause brain fog. That makes I go from being more mildly dyslexic, like it literally exacerbates my dyslexia because brain fog makes it harder to think clearly, period. So then my dyslexia is like, the defenses are down, attack the vocab. And I'm like, thank you. That's what I needed.
I like the puppet cat in your lap.
Shit, look, this is what she gets for being a butt to me down there because she's like trying to knead my fuzzy pants and I don't like it when she needs my fuzzy pants, so this is really just me fighting back. But
And the worst bitch.
obviously she doesn't care because she's just there. See, look, it's just like do 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 do
The
do do.
beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
Like when she gets tired of it, she'll just take her paw back one at a time and put them down. But like otherwise, she just sits there. She's like, "This is fine." One of
Attention,
my
please.
characters has mild dyslexia. I don't want to misrepresent. Yeah, what I would definitely recommend doing is getting a critique partner or beta readers who are dyslexic because we are out there. That's one of the topics that I need to make a video on that I know a few people requested was writing with dyslexia and stuff. Um, oh, okay. I see. I know what you mean now. I got you. Yes, kitty. That's Artemis. Where you just entirely lose words and you totally know and everyone's looking at you like but I just like go into it and I'm like, you know what? I already looked, so I just start making like rapid hand gestures, like this is my brain trying to function, guys. I'm sorry. Or y'all. Love the animation with the cat. I do that with my dog when he's begging for attention. He doesn't care because he gets what he wants. My dogs are one of my dogs is as big as me and the other one's almost as big as me. So if I like try to do anything with that, they're just like, yes, I can lay on mom now. And I'm like,
The dog is
that's
playing you
what
like a fiddle, Audra.
So we have just a few more minutes left of our break.
She's so cute.
She is. She's been really like needy the past few days too, and I don't know why. She just like comes up. Normally she doesn't care. She just like is around the house. She comes and sees me like once a week, and that's all the attention she needs. But like the
The
past
weekly
few
family
days,
meeting.
yes, the past few days she'll like hop up on the bed around the time I'm going to bed, and she's like, so it's the daily time for my attention. And I'm like, since when?
It's in my calendar, mother.
I scheduled you. You just didn't know about it. So now I'll just put like my blanket over her and then she just sort of crouches down. She won't lay all the way down. She just crouches there. And just sits there and then like crawls out from under it. And it's just like, I guess I'm not getting pet and leaves me. Sorry, there's a
Sword fight going on. A battle.
stampede going through my house right there. He's 16 pounds. That's
What's that
so
in European?
tiny to me. Oh no, you're the European.
I mean, to me,
Hold
16
on.
pounds is like 16 English pounds,
Hold on.
so currency.
What do you weigh things with?
Kilos.
Okay. 16 pounds to kilograms. It's kilogram, right?
Yeah,
Okay. That's 7.3 kilograms roughly.
that is a. Oh, actually, that's a small dog. We had a
Yeah.
10-kilogram cat once.
My dogs are between 20.4 kilograms and 22.6 kilograms.
It's a good dog size.
They're
All dog sizes are good dog size. I didn't mean to shame any dog sizes.
It's okay. I have a medium dog and a large dog, and Chris's childhood dog was a Chihuahua, who he was smaller than this cat right here. He was a tiny thing.
I'm on the list to get a dog in August, and I'm so excited.
Awesome! You have to send me which dog you're getting. Stig, it's super late in Europe. Do you sleep, or is that you live in North America? Stig just doesn't sleep. I would know because
Sam
neither
doesn't
do
sleep.
I. And we converse. But yes,
We
he's
have
in
this
Norway.
crossover fade, like 6 in the morning, where you're about to go to bed and I'm about to go to bed.
Yeah. That, or like one of us just got up and the other one's about to go to bed because what's
Yeah.
a sleep schedule?
Also, I'm a night nurse, so it's
Yeah.
easy for me to stay awake. And I wouldn't want to miss this for the world. So I'm live, yes, from Europe, from Norway.
This is why I love cats, the ideal for me. Oh yeah, because they just ignore you for a week. I hear some yeah, they stampeded upstairs because it's 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, they leave our bedroom. Because our bedroom is currently where like the big TV and the game systems are, so they like play in there on and off throughout the day. But then at 8 o'clock, they have to leave the room and the parents in peace to just go upstairs and do whatever they do upstairs. I think they weigh things with the scale.
Oh,
That's fair.
wow. We have a comedian among us. We didn't know, Matt. You should have told us.
He's gonna put himself in timeout. Stig is yeah. Sleep is for other people. But I love sleep and I want sleep to love me. We just,
I have this weird thing where I hate going to bed, but I love being in bed and I hate getting out of bed. Does that make sense?
yes, that's like I won't lie. I woke up at like 8 this morning, but I didn't actually move, or not 8, 9, 10, but I didn't actually move until around 9:40 because I knew the moment my dogs knew I was awake, they were going to want it
It's game over.
outside. And I was just like, I'm just not moving.
Oh.
But
to
then,
be fair, I do this thing where I also go to bed and then I stay on TikTok for 4 hours. So it's like 6 in the morning, anyways.
You need to put your phone out of hand reach if you want to stop that.
But I have very long hands.
I don't have that problem. I'm only 5'4". Okay, Chris was texting me something.
Love you. Miss you. You look beautiful today.
He does. He's a little stressed out today, so I'll let him know. I can't have kitties. My nose. I am sorry.
Oh, can you have doggos though? Yeah, she has a doggo.
Yes, she has a doggo. That makes sense. I have that problem too. Likewise. I'm sleeping in a weird place for a week. I'm on vacation for my 11th anniversary. Congratulations! I'm going on vacation next week for my 10th.
I'm going on vacation the 24th of July and I'm going nowhere because it is lockdown and quarantine.
We are like, my state is half lockdown, and so like different parts of the state are doing it in different like phases and stuff, but we're gonna wear masks anytime we leave, and we're not going anywhere that's going to have a ton of people. The most risky thing we're doing is going to eat an all-you-can-eat catfish place, and that's it.
Catfish place?
Yes, catfish. It's a place where you can have all-you-can-eat catfish.
I am intrigued and horrified at the same time.
Why? Do you not know what
like
catfish
the big
is?
flat fishes?
Yeah, they're
like
big, they're fat, and they got whiskers.
I just associate them with the TV show Catfish.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's one of the fish that's native to Tennessee, so it's one of our delicacies.
Ah, gotcha.
Which, as my husband is from Florida, he was convinced that there were no fish native to Tennessee, and so he would not trust any seafood here at all. And I'm like, sir, we have giant rivers. Okay. We have fish. And then he actually ate some fish here, and he was like, "Oh, it's actually pretty good." And I'm like, "Mr. Florida." My family, like my mom and her gen are from Michigan too, so they like when they visited us in Florida, they were like, "Oh, I want to go to like an ocean beach." And Chris was like,
Does
What
Tennessee
other
have ocean?
kind?" No, he was like, what kind of other beaches are there?" And no, Tennessee is landlocked. All we have is the rivers.
You
But
want to go to
in
a riverbank?
Michigan, yeah, in Michigan they have the Great Lakes, and the Great Lakes have beaches.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
yeah, but Chris was like, what kind of beach are there if not for like ocean beaches?" And I'm like, "There are other bodies of water than the ocean, you know."
Yeah,
Stupid.
Chris, fjords, they have beaches too.
So it's just always fun when you get culture shock just by going to different states.
Well, I love
My
fish, but
boyfriend,
I've never had catfish, so
well, come to Tennessee. We'll hook you after the pandemic is over, and we'll
maybe
hook you
after the
up.
election in 2024.
Uh, we're not talking elections here. I would rather not be stressed. My boyfriend is obsessed with TikTok. It's pretty entertaining. I live
I
on a
love
farm,
TikTok.
so like 2 cats, 4 dogs, 5 horses. Oh, I love the horses. Tag me in any pictures of horses you so choose to to share upon the internet, please. 80
Insert picture
80-ish
of Sarah
seconds.
Jessica Parker.
Lots of animals. I've been wanting to visit Tennessee again. I suggest waiting until after the pandemic because some of us are very reasonable and then others of us are being stupid. So it's a mixed bag.
That's like just the
Great.
entire world, though, isn't it?
All right. See ya. Yes.
Bye, I like that.
Well, some parts of the world, like New Zealand, are just much more together. I have a friend in New Zealand, and so she posts about how they've been handling everything, and I'm like,
Wish you were here.
yeah. Yes and no, because I love Tennessee, but also Tennessee, why? Great Lake beaches, yes. We also have smaller lakes with beaches. Yes, but my family didn't live by those ones, so I forget about them. There are fish in the rain, water, runoff, canals here. Okay, but California has water vision too. At first, I was processing that as it rained fish, and I was like, and then I realized what was going on. So we're good. That's okay. Yes, child. Nah, if you want to be on the internet, put a shirt on.
She don't ask for much, but
What's that?
Why don't you drink it and find out?
Is that lemonade?
No.
It's water. What's that?
Why don't you drink it and find out?
No.
It's sweet tea.
No, 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 no.
Now go upstairs. My child is very distrusting. If you try to give him anything, he'll just be like, "What is it?" Because one time when he was 2, he accidentally ate something spicy and blamed us for it. And now he
how dare
distrusts
you, Sam?
everything. So, which is fine. I don't actually force him to try anything he doesn't want to. So, my nephew likes to name the roosters. We have one called Junior, Junior, Junior. It's fair. So there's some more things about lakes and tickety tockety. Yes, shirts required for the internet as long as they are on my channel under the age of 18. So look, it was really weird because that is one of our 2 children who drank Tabasco sauce too. They just thought Tabasco sauce. I could not leave Tabasco sauce anywhere near them, or they drink it, and I'm like, why?
Like as a
So
thirst drink?
No, they just liked the flavor of Tabasco sauce, so they were like, "Yeah." And
Oh,
I'm
they
like, "Why?"
hardcore.
Yes, Michael grew out of loving spicy foods, but Roxy, she'll be like, she loves spicy. Although there was this burrito sauce that Chris brought home that like she wanted to try, and he's like, "Are you sure? It's daddy level spicy." And she's just like, "Yeah." And then she tried it, and she was like, "No, I don't like it." And I looked at him, and I'm like, "Is this how we level spice? Is this how we measure spicy now? Roxy level spicy and daddy level spicy?" And he went, "Yes."
Sounds like a scale I'm about. I support it.
And then my middle child, he's just like, "Did you say spicy? It just on the other side of the planet, if you please." Unless it's
Aw.
chips, he will
I come
eat
from a
any.
very salt and pepper family, but I love spicy food myself.
I like it if it has flavor because there's a spice to add flavor, and then there's spice to taste the heat, and I'm not about tasting that heat life. I'm like, there
You don't want
must
the
be a
heat?
point. I'm fine with it being like, my grandfather makes some really spicy chili, and I'm fine with the chili being spicy because like it tastes really nice and the spice adds to it. But then he also has this other hot sauce that he likes to put in it, and at a certain point it stops adding flavor and it just starts adding pain.
Pain.
And I'm like, why would you do this to food? So, but
Food has betrayed me.
I refuse. But like my grandpa and my dad both like to eat things that are super, super, super hot just because they like to feel the heat.
They
It,
like to feel,
and
period.
yes, one of them, I can't remember who, but somebody in my family was like, if it doesn't make my ass burn later, it wasn't hot enough. And I'm like, that just sounds horrifying to me. Like,
Yeah.
why?
I'm with you. I
So,
just, if it adds flavor, I'm cool with it. But if it just like adds pain on the way out, I'm not here for it.
exactly. But like, I respect anybody who likes to like taste the heat just to taste the heat because, oh, that's their thing. They can enjoy
Challenge
it
accepted.
as long as you're enjoying it. That's what matters to me. My friend's dad once pranked her with a water bottle filled with vodka. She asked for water. We didn't trust him. I wouldn't either. That's no.
Classic
Why
dad.
would you do that? When I was 10, I asked my older cousin for a sip of his drink at a beach trip. It had rum in it. He expected me to react. I just drank it.
The end started
Yes.
early.
I want to try ghost peppers. I had the chance once, but I was recovering from a stomach. Yeah, that was smarter to wait. It is I making my signature late to the party entrance. We welcome
Hi,
you to the
Candy.
party, Candy. Always
Welcome,
lovely to see
welcome.
you. I was also late, yes. Only cool people are late to the party. Does that mean I have to be late to my party?
I mean, we were at first, so that makes us really uncool.
I do what I want. I make my own rules.
I just blindly follow them.
That's fair. My old coworker used to use hot sauce that could eat through Damn! No.
If you get an
I'm
ulcer
def-
from it, it's probably too hot.
Y'all can be rest assured you will in fact never see me on anything that is like a competition to see how much spice I can handle because I'm like, fuck it, no. Unless they're
Well,
like, you can win $1 million, then I'm like, all right, let's try it. Because I can
do,
handle some spice. I just don't like it.
I would do
Sorry,
anything for $1 million, except work hard.
except work. I'm not an alcoholic. I just didn't want to give him the set. All right, that's a level of spite
I'm here
I can
for.
admire. Yes. I can't eat anything hot, spicy. I think I have an allergic reaction to that kind of. Well, I don't know. Is that an ah? Do you want to eat spicy? There we go. That's. I was super early and I'm the uncoolest.
It's not a competition, Cody. It's not a competition. But if it was, you won.
I thought you said only cool people were allowed at the party, and I was like, well, you're cool just by being here because I said so, and it's my channel, so I make the rules and then break them.
Cool by association.
Ooh, yes, do so. Nerd, I say also having yes. I'm from Jamaica, American spicy and Jamaica. Yes, indeed they are. But it's not Jamaica. Chris is one of his friends is I want to say his mother is Haitian, and she makes some real good spicy food. So, like I said, I like spice if it has flavor, not just if it's hot. So, but yes, it is two different spices. Everything is it is not because I'm lazy, but also competitive. So if everything is a
I'm also
competition, I
lazy,
gotta
but
put
super competitive. So I will stab over bitch and climb over corpses to get what I want.
it. So we can't make it a competition because I don't want to put in that much effort right now. All right, are we ready for our next sprint?
Yarp! I'm about to sacrifice a rabbit.
Oh, in your I was like,
Yes, in my script, not in real life. I just want to make that abundantly clear.
because I'm sorry, I had a moment. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, everybody, and we're back. Let us know how you did this sprint. Excuse me.
I got 243.
I got 306. Doing good. All right. Ooh, popular wing place. If you finish an order of wings with the sauce, I think you get a t-shirt. Yeah, see, t-shirt, that's not. Nope, I can buy a t-shirt.
Where's the money price? That's what I want.
You're welcome. And I double checked with my husband to make sure that I remembered right. His friend's mother is Haitian. So, like, I wouldn't appreciate being called a Kentuckian, and that's just a different state. So, no rabbits were harmed in the making of this stream. Yes, very important for everybody to know now. Well, this stream is going in a different direction than I planned for bunnies.
Sorry about it.
My streams go all over the place. The seven-faced mother demands her sacrifice, and then I start to care what to. Stig, we said no, no. Well, that's technically a hare, aren't they? Like technically different.
I don't know. It's the fluffy bunny and it's dead.
I guess as long as it's not an endangered species.
Thank you. You're so generous, Jessica.
Perimeters here. All right, so are we lagging behind? Because I got to the end of that. Let me go check the live feed on the YouTube.
Oh, that's a bunch.
Oh, there they go. I spent 15 minutes deciding that I was at a good place for a chapter break. Well, you made the decision, though. That's good. Got through the first scene of a chapter editing. Aw, yeah. 370 words. Beat me by 64 words. Go Gina. Sorry, I'm minimizing my document. I'm updating my magic system, so that's fair.
Woo.
Not sure on words for this sprint, but total in this outline is 352. Still
Love
people are
outlining.
beating me
I'm here
by
for
less
it,
than
Carrie. I'm here
100.
for it.
Well, this is very good. We're glad that you're not dead.
This pleases us.
No, the timer is, that's not the intent of the timer. 120 words. Ah, yeah. 185. Because I was distracted by Let's Play. Did it
Let's
update?
play.
Is that one? Another webtoon.
Ah, I feel
We've got,
so uneducated.
it's okay. Like, the first time I mentioned webtoons in a video, Sparrow messaged me and was like, "How many webtoons do you read?" And I'm like, "Well, here's the list of the ones I keep up with." And it was a hefty paragraph. I was like, I read a lot of webtoons. It's because I won't be feeling good one day, and so I'll find some comics to just like binge, and then they only
Ah,
update like once a week most of the time, or like once a month. So it's really easy to keep up with all of them once you get caught
okay.
up. So there were still many. But now, like, basically, whenever my friends are like, "Have you heard of this webtoon?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like."
Old news.
That, or they'll be like, "Have you heard this webtoon?" And I'm like, "Give me 10 seconds."
Yes, I'm all caught up.
204. I subtly alluded to a character's death.
No, save them. Unless they're evil, then kill them or keep them around for book number 2.
It's a fluffy bunny and it's dead. That made me think of a video I saw of a gamer bursting into tears when a bunny and "Aw, I'm
I think I've
sorry."
seen that.
I have not. 210 words on a new short story. Ooh.
Whoop whoop.
Which I'll probably keep to myself. Aw.
It's your prerogative.
So many webtoons. It's a large list. Also glad you're not dead. Nope. I share your joy at this result. Oh, that's fair. We are all glad that you're not dead. He's not an evil character.
Then save them, Audra. They deserve better. He said, having himself killed plenty of good characters in my novel.
I'm just reminded of the character I plan to kill toward the end of my series, and the fact that when one of my CPs read the outline, she sent me a picture of tears in her hand, and I was like, how are you going to deal with the actual scene? That's just the outline.
I mean, if the outline makes you cry, then... Do you or anyone else in the chat make themselves cry by their writing?
No. I'm very disconnected from it but that's been me in media since I was like a kid. Like horror movies have never scared me either because I'm just very disconnected with the fact that it's not real. So
Okay. We are
I'm
not the
just
same
like,
person, Sam. If you didn't know.
no. So like anytime I read something where I'm like, oh my god, I like felt really connected and stuff, that's a compliment because like I can just watch or like read things and just not care. If it doesn't make me giddy or mad, then you've like accomplished something. But yeah, like that's one reason I love TSC and TSS is because they like make me feel a lot of things I don't usually feel when I read, and I'm like,
All the feels.
Which also shameless friend promo. TSS is on pre-order. All formats except audiobook, but I have it on good authority. There will be an audiobook. So stay tuned for that. To be fair about not doing much, I was also eating homegrown grapes and homemade beef jerky. But that sounds good. Killing good characters. I've never. Kill them all. I'm going to finish Cheese in the Trap and then start new ones. Yes. Oh, speaking of killing characters and making people upset by it. So back in the fan fiction days, there's this fanfic called War of the Triforce that a friend of mine wrote. Well, technically he wrote it before we were friends. We connected through fanfiction.net. And there's an OC in it called, well, I won't say because I don't want to like spoil it too much in case anybody wants to read it. But the OC, like, I didn't much care for him. It was just kind of like, he's there. And then in the second one, I was like, oh man, I really love this character. And the very next chapter, he dies. And I'm like, how dare you? And he was like, when you messaged me last chapter saying that you really loved him, I was like, why? Why does she suddenly now love him? And I'm like, sir, this is not my fault. I didn't do it.
Usually when I watch stuff and I like a character, that's when I know they're about to die. So I'm like, I really like this person, and they're dead. Okay.
It happens to me so much that it like both Fox and Tabby. Like if I'm all like, yep, that's my favorite character, they're like, they're dead. And I'm like, how dare you?
R.I.P.
Probably. I can't love them if they don't die, apparently.
But I do the same when I was in a writing group and I had like a character, everybody like, oh, they're so cool, and I'm like, they're about to die. I got some sad news for you.
Every time my sister, like, I tell her about my whips and stuff, she'll be like, oh, this is my favorite character, and I'm just like, and she's like, you're gonna kill them, aren't you? And I'm like,
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Am I gonna cry? Far out in the future, I have a book planned where everyone dies at the end. I would not enjoy that. I need a happy ending. I don't need a happy ending, but I prefer them. Never made myself cry. Definitely made myself real sad. Tragic backstories are a bitch. Aww.
That's Matthew's autobiography.
There's one scene in Satpa that Jamie wrote that gets me in the feels every time I read it, and I've read it hundreds of times.
What's Satpa? Who's Jamie? Jamie Lannister? Jamie Oliver?
We need to know these things, especially since the MC, if not for her, is also a Jamie. But the MC has to cry. Yes, I really love writing emotional trauma. probably says something about me, but it's fine.
You're fun and
I-
quirky.
I've had a few moments. Well, I was going with I'm emotionally traumatized, but sure. I've had a few moments where I was emotionally drained after a scene, but I haven't cried yet with my own writing. Surprised though, because I can cry about everything. That is kind. I cry when I'm like really angry. I cry when I'm really sad. I cry when I'm really happy. But media very rarely makes me cry. So, that's interesting. I wonder if that's just the thing. Also, I hate that thing when it's all like no tears in the writer, no tears in the reader. I'm like, bet.
Watch me.
I've made plenty of people cry and I just laugh. So
Yeah, I used to be like really dead inside and couldn't be moved, but then I turned 30 and I'm like, even like a sad commercial on television, I'm like, but, but, but the dog. So now I just cry about everything. But it's cool,
my
it's cool. I'm emotionally stable and available.
my my sister used to be unfazed by anything, and then I had kids, and now she's super emotional about everything, and I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to work. But it is. Jessica, are you working on Shakespeare's Week? I have made myself cry when writing scenes. Have you made yourself cry, Stig, or you just assume you're going to?
I'm kind of like you. I'm very disconnected to my work. So instead of like, oh, this is sad, I'm like, oh, people are gonna cry.
That's exactly my reaction. I'm like, oh, this is gonna make so and so.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
that on my own work, but then I read other work and I'm like, you fucking bitch. So yeah.
Yeah. I have a few trope videos where I'm like, I fucking hate this trope, but I do it so often.
I don't
I get
write
that.
war stories, Sam. That's my
All
favorite
the
Sam.
I hate war stories, but also my villain invented war. One of my favorite characters in my series is going to die. I both am and am not looking forward to it.
Okay, but is it my favorite? Because I read her work. Is it my favorite character, Sparrow? Because I will come to wherever you live and kick your ass.
Gotta love critique partners and their death threats. Well, this is an assault threat, but same difference. Oh man, that I'll get back to your comment and Carrie in a moment, Carrie. That just reminds me of like when I mass send my critique partners like a story or something, and then you can't usually get to it that day. So then the next day I will just at random points of the day get fuck you, Sam. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. What part did you get to? So it's my favorite reaction. I wrote a scene between my MC and her love interest. There was so much drama, and I had to take a break from writing. Aw, scrolling. Shadows of the Past. I love the title already. Jamie is my bestie and co-author. Ah, got you. My autobiography is Matt, shut the hell up.
Also the name of his
Never.
porno.
I made myself cry in my first novel, not over killing the small child, but the character who was just really cool for about. That's another thing in which I am a hypocrite. I hate when kids are killed in like most media, but I will murder tiny children. So I always
Do as they
have.
say and not as they do. Isn't that a thing?
Yes. My most popular post on IG is a meme of Monica from Friends saying she's going to kill someone. I've cried at cat food commercials before.
Me and Jessica are on the same emotional level, and we need help. Sorry, Jessica.
See, sad dog commercials make me sad because that's real. Those
Oh,
dogs are real.
the one dog shelter one with Sarah McLachlan's Angel playing, I just bawl my eyes out. I am not here for it.
But also, we watched Crawl. I think I mentioned this last week too. And we saw Crawl, and there's a dog in Crawl. Crawl's a horror movie with crocodiles or alligators, whichever one's native to Florida. I forget which, and Chris would have a hernia if he heard me say the wrong one.
Just whisper.
But Yeah, there was a dog, and I looked at him, and we're like less than 10 minutes into the movie, I think, and I'm like, does the dog die? Because if the dog dies, we're not watching the rest of this movie.
Same though.
That's my horror movie line right there. If the dog dies.
I'm out.
I really love cats. However, I'm like so normalized with cats dying and like rituals and stuff. I'm like, that's fine in a horror movie, but don't you fucking kill the dog. So that's a little thing for me. Aw, you're welcome. I love you too. I've cried at parody songs. Which parody songs? I'm very intrigued by this fact. I'm sorry that I seem so excited about your crying. It was just, this was an interesting fact. I don't want you to think that your tears were what excited me. It was the
Dick in a box?
Sorry, it took me a moment to realize what you said. I laughed at your reaction when I sent you the redacted character.
Instead of the character name, she just had brackets redacted. And I'm like, who the fuck is redacted? How dare you?
Oh, but that's the best reaction. It takes a lot to make me cry. A K-drama I watched manage it, even though I felt the character would be resurrected. The whole story is about reincarnation. So sometimes, if the story is really good and it does pull you in and everything, it's like, fuck logic. That's, emotions have taken over. You haven't met the character yet.
Oh, okay.
You don't know.
So my
but
homegirl is cool. There's one character I really stand, so.
You're also going to stand this character just because their death is already planned.
Just because they're going to die now.
If a child character isn't written very well, I'll want them dead, like Carl in The Walking Dead. I feel like some people really appreciate a well-written kid, and then other people hate well-written kids more because they find children realistic, or they find real children annoying. So it's really interesting to me to see which is which. But I know that despite anything Ninja would say, he loves kids. So he may deny it though.
Yeah,
Animal
same Jessica. Same.
Thank you. I thought it was gators. It felt really wrong when I said crocodile. Like my husband's spirit was over here judging me or something. I know who to tag with sad doggy videos that have happy endings now, Stig.
Aww.
I will have nothing to do with any media where the dog dies. Oh my god, I fucking hate where the
What's the red fern?
Where the red fern grows is this story about this kid who gets these two hunting dogs. Right, and he raises them from the time they're puppies, and he trains them, and he loves these dogs, and all you need to know is the dogs die, and it's not okay. It's not okay.
Just hearing you tell that kind of made me tear up.
There's a lot more to it, but I don't care. That's the important highlights. Yeah, see, my little 8-year-old ass was like, never again. That quote is yes, it is. More tears, my ass.
What quote was that?
Exactly. No tears in the writer. No tears.
Okay, gotcha. Ooh, never heard that quote before.
Oh, it's super common. It like goes around writer communities all the time, and I really hate it. There are several writer quotes that I really don't like because like it's the quotes that make it like if you don't fall into this category, you're not a writer or you're not a good writer. And
you should write every day.
9 chances out of 10, I don't fall into that category, but I know I'm a good writer, so I'm like, bitches, we can fight. You want to fight? Or I'll just make you cry with my writing, one of the two. Anything slightly inspirational or cute will make me cry. Everyone here is so emotional, and then there's me. I have never read Where the Red Fern Grows because okay. So to be fair to Where the Red Fern Grows, it is a very well written story from what I remember. This was 22 years ago. But it mildly emotionally like traumatized me in a very angry way
Is it like an
because
American
of that.
classic?
So I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember. I just remember I was in 5th grade and my class wasn't even the one reading it. Like our teacher was absent. So when your teacher's absent, they like divide the class and they shove us to other teachers. So like I went to somebody else's class and they were listening to it on audio tape. And that was how like I heard half of it. And then I was like, oh, well, this is an interesting story. So then my mom bought it for me and I finished it. And let me tell you, I was not a happy child.
Aw.
But it is well written. It is actually a good book. It's just, I
Sad.
hate it with a passion. So the song is When Love Explodes from the Broadway version of Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Ah. I was in the 7th grade and it wrecked me. 4th or 5th. See, why? Why do they hate us
Just
as
an entire
children?
nation traumatized children.
Hurt Locker the musical. Ah. Death Not, a small child standing up to a bully. I'm bawling my ass. Oh, so Cody only gets emotional over the, which is what he said earlier. Not the sads. That show is Mystic Pop-Up Bar on Netflix. It's good and only 12 episodes. Oh, interesting. Welcome back!
Good morning.
Dylan across the street can fend for himself, but your kids are chill. That's fair. See, it is just showcasing everybody being
I want to read
upset
it
by
now,
the novel.
but not
Well, then
really.
read it. Make yourself sad, and then message me that you
I'm
hate me
already a
for
sad boy.
introducing.
I don't need more sadness.
And don't read it. I felt personally attacked by Assassin's Apprentice. There's a dog death, and just why did you do this to me? Exactly. Like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the antagonist manipulates circumstances so that Jonathan Joestar's dog dies. And from this single act, I have decided this villain is irredeemable and I will never like him on any level. And he's Chris's favorite bad guy from the series. So he's always like quoting him and stuff. And I just give him dirty looks. And he's like, but Dio's totally the kind of villain that you'd love. And I'm like,
You know
he
what he did.
killed the dog. Like, no.
Some bridges you don't cross.
There's just, I just can't. Also, I'm glad you also like your nibblings, because if you only liked my children, that may be concerning to your siblings.
Oh yeah, the wolves in
Oh
Game of
my,
Thrones.
Hachi and other things like that. Yeah, I think that was Game of Thrones' first red flag for me. I was like, excuse you? No. 2 words, Old Yeller. I've never actually watched or seen Old Yeller and don't plan to, because that was the first thing I learned about it. And I was like, nope.
What's
All right,
Hachi?
we're going to talk about something else. All right, I'll tell you about Hachi, and then we're going to talk about something other than
We
sad
don't need
dogs.
to if you don't want to.
Now, Hachi is a story about a dog who, I forgot what happened to their owner, but basically Hachi waited in the same spot every day for their owner to return, and they never
Okay,
did.
I've heard enough.
Yeah.
Aw.
You're like, I'm good. Scrolling past the sad dog stuff, because I'm not here for this.
Sad stuff is sad. Conclusion.
Yeah.
That's our thesis.
All right, so while we think of a new topic, the cat's gonna dance.
Let's talk about funny characters. Do you like a good jokester?
Yes, I do. I love the comic relief characters, like, most of the time. It started with Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I haven't
Because
seen that, but people have been telling me for years to see it because it's like this grand storytelling, apparently.
so controversial opinion, I don't like most of season 1 of Avatar the Airbender because there's like a lot of setup there. And I wasn't a fan of Katara and I wasn't a fan of Aang, but I really enjoyed, like, not at first. At first, when you're introduced to Sokka, he's very toxic masculinity, but the reason is because all of the men in their village had been taken away to be in war, and so Sokka was like the oldest male in the village, I believe, so he like took it all on his shoulders to take care of the village, and it was like his job to train all of the younger boys to do the hunting and stuff. But it's like less than 10 episodes in, they go to this island of warrior women, and he gets his ass kicked and then like taught how to fight better by a girl who would become his like OTP love interest. And from that point on, like almost all of his toxic masculinity is just gone. So it like really just kind of showcases that he was that way because of circumstance.
Okay.
And then like he's such a good character, and he is simultaneously the most reasonable one and the doofiest one at the same time, and I love this about him. So
Is Avatar the show with a flying ox in it or something?
bison. It's a flying
Yeah,
bison.
sorry, my bad. That's the only thing I know about Avatar. It has a flying bison in it.
It's fine. But yeah, there's a lot of setup in season 1 to get to the rest of it. And the other character I watched it for was Uncle Iroh, which everyone in the world who watched Avatar watches it for Uncle Iroh. But that's because he's so good a character. Like, I ain't even ashamed of falling into that. So I only know like a lot of this freshly because we needed a show to start watching with the kids to like get some daddy time with them when Chris was working the 12 7 days a week, and Gabriel selected Avatar, the last Airbender, so we're like in episode 13 now.
Okay.
And as we watch it, we got to the episode with Jet, and I'm like, ooh, I hate that fucker. I remember this episode. I hate this episode. And Chris, having never seen that episode, is like, why do you? He's like your perfect character type, right? He like got that bad boy thing going on. He's dual wielding, and I'm like, don't you dare! That motherfucker is here to make Sokka look bad, and we stand Sokka. And he's all like,
in this house we stand Sokka.
this house Jet can kiss my toe.
Ew, that's specific.
It was the most polite thing I could think that was also nasty. Kinda. Alright. Sokka's amazing. I love him, yes. I haven't seen Avatar in years. Yeah, the old cartoon.
Isn't there a live action of Avatar too?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, okay,
'Cause
sorry.
it was not good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shall not mention it again.
It's fine. The bug freaked out a little bit. I watched Avatar for the first time this year, and I love the show. I would die. Well, that makes one of us.
And it's not Sam.
It's definitely not me. For any sci-fi fans that want a deep universe to get lost in, The Expanse is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. So
Also, 9 out of 10 would recommend The Expanse. I love The Expanse. It is so good.
Ninja is very discerning about his sci-fi, so
I also love The Expanse.
I just got a message. Kiss my toe, Sam. What's wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with me. I thought of an insult. It worked, didn't it? Avatar is so good, but solid agree about season 1. It's mostly set up. Wait. Zuko is a very, very good character study in planning out a redemption arc. And so, like, if anybody wants to write a really good redemption arc, I definitely recommend Zuko. Toph, oh yeah, oh my god. Is she in season 1? I need to know if my girl shows up in season 1 or not. So, Toph is a earthbend. Do you know like the basics of Avatar?
Yeah, it's like fire and water and earth and air and the kingdom and Fire Nation.
Toph is an earthbender and she's blind, so like a lot of the kingdom, or I think they were all like, oh well, she's not going to be able to do anything, but like she is actually one of the best earthbenders in the world because she like feels the vibrations, and she's like more connected to it. So, and she's great as she's a funny like comedic character, and she's so confident in herself and so like boisterous, and I adore the fuck out of Toph too. So
Sounds cool.
but she's not here yet, so I can't love her. I have to deal with these other people.
Soon.
Oh, well, were you
What's the wrong
thinking
show?
of a different old cartoon? Sokka's great. I don't necessarily agree with that second statement, but you know, if you love it that much, awesome. I knew what they were called, but saying Kyoshi Warriors wasn't going to help Stig any.
Means nothing to me.
Yeah. Toph is so cool. Aren't there two things named Avatar?
I mean, there's the Michael Bay movie from 2000 something, but
No, there isn't. There's also the James Cameron movie Avatar, which came out around the same time as the thing that we do
isn't it
not
Michael
mention.
Bay? It's a James Cameron, isn't it?
There's two. There's Avatar with the blue alien people,
Yeah.
and then there's the Last Airbender, which is
Okay.
the Michael Bay one.
Unmentionable.
Yeah, nothing in that movie was done well.
I mean, it's Michael Bay, so I didn't expect so.
Yeah. Bison Stig, respect my man Appa.
I'm sorry, Matt. I'll try to do better.
One of my favorite things right now is in the last episode we watched, like Katara and Aang are trying to learn waterbending, and Sokka's like, "What am I supposed to do while you guys are waterbending?" And Aang's like, "Well, you can like clean out between Appa's toes." And Sokka's like, "So let me get this straight. While you guys get to have fun and play over here, I gotta go clean the bison." And Aang's like, "Yeah." And then Sokka is just like, "Okay." And he goes and does it. And at some point, it's just like, while the camera's panning past, Appa makes some sort of noise, and Sokka's like, "Oh yeah, like whatever you want, but like I'm next. Like you have to clean my toes next." And I'm like, that's such a thing that a pet owner would say to a pet. So I'm like, he's great. Uncle Iroh. Oh, my favorite Uncle Iroh moment so far is when he like gets captured, and then his nephew comes to save him, and they're outnumbered, and they're both really strong firebenders. Well, these earthbenders, they're like, "You're outnumbered," and Uncle Iroh goes, "Yes, but you are clearly outmatched." And then he doesn't even really use firebending against them. He just like, he's got his manacles and these chain whips, and he's just sitting there chain whipping people, and I'm like,
Yes, Queen.
I love him. So I haven't watched the movie in years. Yeah, you're probably thinking of the movie. Yeah, the Kyoshi Warriors. I just saw the episode the other day. That's how they say it. Sam is quite literally my, yes, I aspire to be, I have become Uncle Iroh.
It's when you're breaking up chain whips.
We're lazy, we're complacent, we like to take naps in hot water, and I would definitely make my nephew like deviate from our journey so I could go replace the lotus tile that was in my sleeve the whole time. Whenever I drink jasmine tea, I think of Iroh. Yeah, he's awesome. I've never watched it either. I guess you're not a loser. You're fine. It's fine. Like, not everybody watches everything, especially cartoons.
Like me and Jessica are really vibing tonight. I'm digging it.
Yeah. My husband had never really seen much of it either, so like it's funny because everything's new to him, and I have very strong feelings about much of the show. He is. You're talking about the two. He is. He needs to just fall off the cliff and never be seen again. Iroh's a great mentor character, and also just a great, yes. He's one, like, when I talk about the mentor trope, Iroh. catch his hands on. So he should.
I don't know what this means.
Okay, so Jet is just an asshole that needs
Yeah, that's all I need to
his
know.
ass kicked. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Ninja says you are great people.
Thank you, Ninja. You're a great Cadillac too.
Yes. Okay, thank you. The live action Airbender movie reads like a rough first draft and a lot of placeholders.
Oh, that's
There's
rough.
no lie. The upcoming live action Netflix series for Avatar seems promising since the creators are at the helm of the project. Maybe there's certain things I don't want to see live action just because I'm like, they did it in animation because animation has a kind of magic to it, and like we can just leave it that way. But
Yeah, it's like a lot of the Disney live actions. I'm like, this wasn't necessary.
so it's just we'll see. Like whenever something's an adaptation, I like to view it through the rules of what an adaptation should be and like my opinion, because this is an opinion that is shared with like other people, but specifically this is the mindset that I like to follow, is that you take the base, the core of a story, and then you tell it in a way that better suits the new medium through which you're telling it. Because storytelling is different if you're writing a novel, if you're making a comic, if you're making a movie or a TV series. It's just there's different ways to tell those stories in those mediums, and each medium has their own strengths and weaknesses. Novels, you can get internal dialogue, you can get narrative. Comics and movies, you can show things through mannerisms, or just details and stuff. It's just different. And so yeah, I think that when you do a live action from something, you should just take the core essence of the story and just basically tell it in a new way. So
I
like
agree.
if you're just going to do it frame by frame, why?
I agree. It's like different medias, so there's different ways of going about it.
That's why Jurassic Park, the movie, like James Cameron is well, or he used to be, I don't know anymore, but he used to be really, really good at taking novels and making a movie adaptation about it, because that was like the foundation of how he did it, which is why a lot of people love both the book and the movie of Jurassic Park, because same story but told two different ways.
Never read
And
the
that's
book,
where
but it's in my TBR pile.
I haven't, but Chris has, and he's told me many things about it. My favorite character in Avatar: The Last Airbender is Captain Planet. There is no Captain Planet. He's being a butt. Oh, it was M. Night Shyamalan. Sorry, I misled you. I knew it was somebody who was good at exploding things, and that was the extent of
Your knowledge.
what I blocked from memory.
Yeah, well, it's useless knowledge since we don't talk about it anyway.
You're talking about the characters. I'm sorry. That happens sometimes. They made Appa so expressive. He is not just a pet; he's a character. Appa's last days was the most painful thing to watch. I know, but like at the beginning, Appa, that's just his relationship with Sokka. Is that Sokka? The way Sokka talks to Appa reminds me very much of how like cat and dog owners talk to their cats and dogs. It's like, it's just the fuzzy part of a family. Which I guess I should also clarify that like my dogs and my cats are just my fuzzy children. So yeah, I was questioning the spelling. Oh, I don't know how to spell it. Papa's lost days. No sadness. We're sharing a brain.
Two girls, one brain. Ooh.
I so agree with the definition of adaptation. Yeah.
Same, Audra. Same.
I think with good CGI, there isn't much of it, and we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that. I love all the funny anime touches in Avatar. Yeah, I love when they break model with facial expressions in animations. One of my favorite things. I wouldn't want it frame for frame, but I think the creators are more likely to honor the spirit of what made fans love Avatar to begin with. Yeah, that's like I was just because Stig brought up the Disney ones, and the Lion King one was frame by frame, almost the same movie. So
Like, what's the point?
yeah, but like I said, I'm hesitant about it because I'm like, what are they gonna do with it? That's all.
Yeah, and sometimes I think like as a creator you might be too close. Like if you wrote a novel, you might necessarily not be the best to adapt it to another medium if you're not used to that medium.
Yeah, that too. Like there sometimes when authors help adapt their books, it's more of a hindrance than a help because authors understand how to write novels, but not necessarily how to write movies. So
Yeah, but sometimes I think not sure if it was Hunger Games, but I think Suzanne Collins wrote the script for that, and I really liked the Hunger Games adaptation. So, well, except for the
yeah,
casting, but
well, like I said, it's not like always and
yeah,
everything. Disney classics still hold up today as great storytelling. The live actions have the benefit of hindsight, yet made changes that don't fit. I agree with this. Like they could.
100%, Leanne.
Yeah. I have a hard time with book to movie adaptations. There are so few movie adaptations I enjoy. Caroline, Howl's Moving Castle, and Pride and Prejudice are some I like equally as well as the books. You can get a lot of nuance in live action media, sure, to being able to see expressions animations cartoons doesn't do. So as yeah, that's the other thing, like with animations, you want those highly expressive faces, and with movies you can articulate the face better, like because there's more dimensions there. All right, see ya.
Bye. Happy anniversary.
Yes. I did watch Princess Mononoke for the first time recently. Oh, I love that movie. However, I do not advise against listening to it in your van's DVD player while you're driving down a dark country road for hours. you hear the wolves in your ear, bite his head off, and you're like, oh god, why did we put this movie on?
Lock the doors.
Yes. The point was those giant bags of money they got to get. This is fair and true. Cannot argue. In animation, Aladdin, he was so charismatic and likable. In live action, he was cringy. preaching all the good things. Also, Jasmine's song in the live action was "I Won't Be Silent," and it's like this was not a thing that she had an issue with.
Yeah, there's a
Jasmine
lot
was
of problems with the
incredibly
Aladdin movie.
outspoken. So I'm like, you don't even understand your characters.
Yeah, the Aladdin movie was like questionable.
Yeah, this is another good one. Like I said, not every, but there is a. It was just an example. All right, so we should do one more sprint, and then I keep forgetting to set our break timer, so our break keeps going over a bit.
Oops.
All right, but we will do our last sprint of the night, and then we'll go ahead and sign off. All right, and 3, 2, 1, go. All right. That was the end of the sprint. How did everybody do?
I did a whopping 360 words.
I did 311, and I
Nice.
mostly finished the script, so I started reading a webtoon because they updated.
Of course you did.
Yes.
I'm wondering if I'm starting the action in my story too soon.
Is there such a thing? Yes, there is. Send me the outline later. I'll give you my opinion. All right. So, all right, we've got everybody. Let us know how you did. Princess Bride is life. I've not read the book. Waits for the gasp and clutching of pearls.
Not read the book or seen the movie, but I've heard good things about it.
I grew up with the movie. I have not read the book, but I have seen analysis of it as an adaptation. I like to watch a lot of analysis things. I
I
think
know
part of it.
the "My name is Inigo Montoya" quote. That's the only thing I know about the Princess Bride.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You
You
killed my
killed my
father.
father, now prepare to die.
Are you the six-fingered man?
No, I got 10 fingers.
I think part of the thing with Princess Bride is that William Goldman has actually done a lot of script writing. Yeah, that would help. I wish Stephen King had better film adaptations. So does he.
I
Actually, I
wish
think he
Stephen
got
King had a
tired
better
of
personality.
it. I don't know any of the thing
Ooh, a
there.
tail.
I love the moral ambiguity in Princess Mononoke. No one was entirely good or bad. You could understand what each side was going, even if you didn't like it. Yes, I recently read an article about it. Somebody who worked in the studios has written an autobiography. I cannot remember who, but I'm sure Googling can help everybody. But I was reading part of the biography that the article had, and they were saying that during some of the translating, that they had to really fight because they were trying to make it so that it's like, well, who's clearly the bad guy? Who's clearly the good guy? And those like fighting to keep it as close to the original as possible were like, well, that's the thing. There isn't one. And I'm like, I'm glad that they fought for that because that is the one of my
Sounds like a
favorite things.
cool, like not concept, but it sounds like a cool twist on it.
That's a lot of Miyazaki's storytelling is that there is no clear good or evil, that things are, and it's just I recommend Miyazaki's many films. I enjoyed the live action Aladdin. I feel like the song fit and added a new element to the character. In the cartoon, her destiny was determined by a man, and in the movie, put the end result in her hands. Jasmine in the animated film took her fate into her hands and then sacrificed it to save a street urchin, and then still had to agree to the marriage. And that was the whole thing between her and her dad, was that she didn't want to agree to it and he wasn't actually going to force her, and this was causing legal issues. I don't know why it took him the whole movie to just be like, you know what, I'll just change the law. But I disagree with it adding a layer to her character, because it was just making it so that it didn't even fit in line with the live action, because the whole point of the song is that she won't stay silent anymore and she'll stand up and speak for herself. And that was one of the things that she always did. So it's like, uh and all the sword fighting he learned for the Princess Bride prepped him. Oh wait, carrot use. Yes. He did.
I've seen Men
I,
in Tights.
I
That's actually one of the few things I've seen on this stream.
You're like, I know that reference.
Yeah.
213 finished the chapter.
Great job,
Oh
Audra.
yeah. More magic systeming. Ah, yes. 298. I'm trying to like read, but every time I lean in, my cat's like, "Oh, the mic," and I'm like, "No."
Not the
so,
mic, not the mic.
so I apologize for the going back and forth. 298. Ah, yeah. Editing the big love confession scene.
Love
Yes.
it.
Stig, you can never start action too soon. Just kidding if you can do it fast. Nice, everyone. Congrats, Sam. I got some great edit done. I'm halfway through the manuscript. Aw, yeah. 178 more words. Woohoo. Our brains have officially disconnected. Oh,
No.
no.
To be fair, I do have like the illustrated deluxe edition of the Princess Bride, so I could read it. I just haven't.
You have the fancy one. You just haven't cracked it open.
Yeah, I've seen the
86
pictures
words.
though. Beautiful.
Good job on your 86 words. I wish more things would have moral ambiguity. I say while knowing Captain America is my favorite superhero.
Yes, it's very morally ambiguous.
964. 364 words, and the script is done. Ah, yeah. I also love Miyazaki's movies. Kiki's Delivery Service is actually an example of Kisho Tenketsu I'm using in my script. I again apologize if I said that wrong. Audra likes the song but agrees it doesn't fit. I'm not sure how it didn't fit, but agree to disagree. So, yeah. Speechless is a nice song, but it was so unnecessary. See, that's my feel. I don't think it was a whoops. I don't think it was a bad song. I just, you know. So, we have reached what should be the end of the stream. Artemis, say hello.
Purr.
She's like, now I go down.
Not
All right.
interested.
So, Stig, outro thyself.
My name is Stig. I'm a writer, currently working on my debut novel, a science fiction, space opera, mystery, romance with a side plot of political intrigue. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, which I will get to at some point in time when I finish this damn draft, at Stig Dyrdal on most of the things. Links below.
And I am writing mom Samantha L. Nasset. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. The whip I'm currently working on is not for her. That's the short story I've been promoting. The whip I'm working on is The Silver Heir, which is a fantasy, maybe dark fantasy, that revolves around the start of war and two princesses' journeys to reclaim their kingdoms through slightly different means. So, yep. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for rewatching the stream. If you're here on the playback, really appreciate you. So,
Thanks
yes,
for having me
Audra
on the
reminded
stream.
me. Yes, Audra reminded me again. If you liked this stream, please give it a like. And, you can subscribe. Stop by next stream. Who am I? Next week, I'm doing a Let's Talk with CB. I'm not going to try to say her last name. She will be linked on Friday. But we're going to talk about the catastrophes that were our first attempts at self-publication. So we're talking about the pitfalls of self-pub. All right. I'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.